Let's bring in our next guest from Realty Concepts, Joel Mazmanian. Joel, how's it going, buddy?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you. Now, before we get into all this business stuff, you're a big fan of the show.
Love the show.
You watch it all the time, don't you?
All the time. You have a great local talent here, great musical guests, and I think this show should be on prime time. I mean, Letterman has got nothing on you. Let me tell you. This is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much. Realty Concepts, what do you guys do?
Well, we sell real estate. We hope better than anybody else, and we like to get top dollar for our clients, and help them through the entire process. Through the lending part, we have lending concepts. We like to help stage homes and help people get their home in a position so their house sells for top dollar, and that's what we do.
So you're not just selling, you're going in there and you're kind of buddying up with these people and saying, hey, if we're going to sell, let's both make more money. This is how you do it.
Well, that's right. I mean, it helps. I mean, the more money we get for our clients, the higher the purchase price for the home that we sell, the more everybody makes. And so there's an incentive for us. But the biggest thing is helping our clients and accomplishing their goals and whatever they want to do.
Now, are you from Fresno?
Actually, originally from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that. How did you come out to Fresno?
Well,
what's her name?
Well, actually, her name is Jill, and that is the reason I'm here.
I knew it.
For Jill. And I have two lovely daughters, JC and Jordy. And guys, if you're watching Daddy on television, get back to school because you shouldn't be. Shouldn't be watching.
Now,
yeah.
right?
But no. Got a great family, and I understand you're expecting.
Any minute now. Before the show, we always tell everyone to turn off their phones. Mine gets to stay on just in case I get the phone call. I don't know if you guys heard it go off a little bit earlier. Don't worry, it's not my wife, just my mom calling to bitch me out about not calling her. Right. Very much. And I'm sorry. I'm a busy guy.
Well, as a father with two daughters, let me tell you, daughters are terrific.
I have one on the way.
You have one on the way?
Yes.
You know, they're like angels when they sleep. But when they wake up, it's just chaotic, and they start fighting and all that. But no, daughters are great. Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
You're gonna love the experience.
Now, you come from Boston. You come to Fresno.
Yeah.
Were you a realtor then?
No.
Okay,
no,
so you come to Fresno, and did you get directly into the real estate business?
Well, I went to Boston University, graduated with a broadcast journalism degree. And my mom actually sat me down and said, Joel, you have a face for radio. And I said, Mom, I think you're right. And so KMJ hired me. That was my first job in the media. And I was a sidelines reporter for Fresno State football. And so that was great. Jim Sweeney at halftime, interviewing him. God rest his soul. He was a little rough. He was a little tough on
at halftime or after.
At halftime. Okay. I would say, hey Jim, how'd the Dogs play the first half? What do you think? What's their strategy for the second half? And he'd scram, kid. He was a little gruff.
He's in the game.
But no, he was a great coach, and I enjoyed that experience. And then
now, what about basketball? Because I'm thinking, what years are these?
Mid-90s.
Okay, mid-90s. So you're coming from Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was too early for Chris Herron. And
yeah, no, I didn't do any of that. No, it was all football, sidelines reporting, and then got into Channel 47. That was my first TV opportunity, and I did a little segment called Your Weekend, and that was fantastic.
So you would tell people what they should be doing for the weekend?
Yep. Did that for 5 years, and it was a great experience. And then I wanted to be my own boss, and I said, you know what, let me get into real estate. And I met the owner of Realty Concepts, John Shamshoyan, and that was it. I was locked in, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.
So you get into real estate before 2008. And then you stay in real estate throughout the hard time. Was that a learning experience?
It's been an absolute roller coaster, but it's been great because I've seen both aspects of it. I've seen the boom when things are just going straight up,
too easy,
and everybody's making too much money on their homes and buying at too high prices, and then the downfall, and now we're kind of getting back to where it should be.
It feels good again, I bet, the real estate business.
It's now a balanced market for a change.
In Fresno, it's still affordable to buy a house too, isn't it?
It is. The rates are so low. We're looking at 4.5% for a 30-year fixed.
You know, that's half of what I paid on my first house.
I believe it. Yeah, for most people. Yeah, we're at historic lows right now. So it's a great time to buy, and also a great time to sell because sellers now have equity back in their home.
Right.
Like Mike says, Mike Briggs, he always talks about that, and it's true. It's finally people can sell their home again and make a little money now because the market's gone up about 25-30% since the low in 2011.
You know, what you guys do there, I think, is so smart because you have your realty concepts, but you have the lender concepts too.
Lending concepts.
And from talking to a bunch of realtors, I always find out that the person that walks in, that drives down the street, says, I like that house and I want to buy it, that isn't pre-qualified, it's just so, it just makes things tougher.
Yeah. It does, and you want to have that pre-approval letter in hand before you go looking at homes. And that's,
nothing worse than them falling in love with the wrong house.
Yeah,
or too much house.
Right. A house is like a woman. You know, before you fall in love, you know, you have to be prepared.
Right.
You know, whether it's financially or whatever it is, and so we put our clients in a position where they will have the strongest hand to get that offer accepted, and that's having your pre-approved letter. If you're a cash buyer, have your proof of funds ready to go, and your odds go way up of getting your offer accepted when you're in position.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, as far as purchasing a home right now, there's all kinds of programs out there for first-time buyers and down payment assistance, all kinds of things that I a lot of people might not even be aware of.
Yeah. Well, the FHA loan is still, you can buy a house for 3.5% down, which is remarkable. But if you put 20% down on your home, you save something called PMI. That's private mortgage insurance,
right,
which is going to save you a few $100s every month, okay, when you have that much into it. So some skin in the game, if you will.
Plus, you're paying interest on that when you're working in the loan, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's all tax deductible. That's the nice thing.
Right.
You know, write it off in your taxes. If you're renting right now, you're getting no tax break whatsoever. When you buy, it's a complete write-off on your interest. Again, talk to your CPA about all the specifics, but it's a great incentive to own a home.
And with the rents the way they are right now, Joel, it's feasible to purchase a home for less than the rent that you're paying right now.
Absolutely, sometimes less.
A lot of times less. Mm-hmm. And let's face it, that you could be in that apartment and they can raise the rent on you at any time. Mm-hmm. Once you sign the papers on your home mortgage, it doesn't change.
Exactly.
Stays that way for 30 years.
That's right. You can paint your house, you can plant flowers, you can do whatever you want and not need the landlord's approval.
Right.
So.
And let me tell you guys at home right now, with these rates being as low as they are, 20-year, 15-year might be the way to go. You could be a home owner free and clear in 15 years. It's possible.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now, you brought some pictures of some of the properties that you have, mm-hmm. and this one, the first one, it looks like a beautiful house. Is this in Fresno?
Yeah, that's in Clovis, and that one's actually closing escrow today. And the reason I bring it up is that was a situation where an owner came to me and wanted to sell the house as is, and I said, that's fine, but let's look at some of the things that we can do to get more money for your home.
Right. And so it's a lot of it's little things, right?
It's little things.
Now, what are some of the things that people neglect to do on their homes that you say, hey, if you do this, you could probably bring thousands of dollars more in?
Yeah. You know, the first thing is curb appeal. Mm-hmm. As simple as that sounds, if somebody is driving by your house and it looks like not so hot,
like it's not taken care of,
they're going to keep driving by. So if a house is looking beautiful and it's saying, you know, it's calling you, mm-hmm. You know, that's what you want. You want them to come in the house. You want them to call the number on the sign and see the home, see the inside. So we did.
Do you ever have to go talk to the neighbor? Hey, we're trying to sell this house. You think you can clean up your yard a little bit?
Well, sometimes.
I bet you
sometimes,
do.
Yeah. But just something like painting the front door. It sounds like simple.
Right.
Putting some mulch in the front yard, putting some flowers up, making sure your lawn's green and not dead, mm-hmm. Is going to give a welcoming feeling. And before you even go inside the house, you're going to have a feeling of positive mm-hmm. before you even come in, and that helps. But the house that actually you're about to see right here is a home that is available right now.
A little older home, probably in a real secure neighborhood, I would think.
Yeah, this house is at 3004 East Dakota, and this is an original owner, 1959. She built this house. Yeah, and it's available for $179,500 right now. And just
East Dakota would be where, Joel?
just west of First Street.
Okay.
So near the 41. Real nice, central located home.
Almost to Mayfair?
41 and Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah. So original owner, well kept, immaculate, just a wonderful family home for somebody under $200,000, and your payment on that would be well under $1,000, probably closer to $700-800 a month.
And I'm thinking that the rooms are probably really good size. The yard is still a good sized yard.
Big rooms.
It's not like a brand new home. These homes that they built back in the 50s are just they're Fort Knox.
Yeah.
They're built.
Yep. Yep.
179. What's the payment on that right about now?
Yeah, I mean $700-800.
What?
I mean, it's all it is when you put a certain amount down. It's fantastic. You can't rent that house for that kind of money. So, like I say, it's a great time to buy real estate, and it's also a great time to sell because valuations have come up again. Thank goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
To all our friends out there that are renting right now, Joel, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, you can call my cell 213-7557. And I can help you get to the pre-qualification process, put you in a position to buy. I do that all the time. And if you want to sell your home, I have a new website called FresnoHomePrices.com. And that's an easy way to give me a little information about your home, and I can tell you about what it's going to sell for on the open market. Once I see the property in person, I can pinpoint the exact price. That's a good way, better than going to Zillow or online and having a computer. Yeah. Better than a computer telling you what your house is worth, and usually they're gonna say it's a lot lower than what it really is.
Right.
Because a computer, Chuck, is not going to tell you or not going to know if you just installed a new AC, put granite in your kitchen, updated your landscaping. It doesn't know. So
if the street lights are on or off.
There's no way of knowing.
The schools, they don't know none of that kind
right.
of stuff.
So talk to a realtor, hopefully me, but FresnoHomePrices.com is the easiest, simplest way to find out what your home is worth.
Joel, would you come back on the show with me again?
I'd love
like
to.
talking to you.
Fantastic.
All right. Joel Mazmanian from Realty Concepts. Thanks.